programming, all the things. Don't worry about AI. It won't replace the programmer. Just like it won't replace the artist or the composer or musician or movie maker. A real computer program is an extension of its creator. The two need each other as their solution patterns match. It is all too easy to abstract away what programming is really about. Good computer programs, like art, change lives. Bad computer programs just cause frustration. It matters not that a program has a huge paid team and some AI if all it does is make people's lives more difficult. And before you say anything, there are perfect applications. They are the ones that help you create what you need while lulling you into a creative mood. They feel like a computer game, but they freak you out by delivering life-changing results. You sit there playing around for a bit and walk away feeling extremely accomplished. It is a very strange feeling to create something more without adding more. These programs are rare because they eliminate the need for apps and applications. No big company will want you to succeed because it is easy to defeat them this way. More than that, you should create visual programming environments and empower your users to make their own programs rather than buying from walled gardens. Here, a professional seasoned developer will check me. They have all seen visual programming across many different technologies, but it always failed, never delivering all the way. Many an old cat had to go into the program inside tiny, impossible little text boxes in various flavors of regrettable B&D languages and peck at the keyboard like some chicken. But if they were willing to quit their job and start building the perfect visual programming language, they would quickly change their mind. It is a field of infinite complexity, with so much to be done and so much more to uncover. There are two kinds of computer programs: commands and applications. Commands do all the work and should in fact be simple and do one thing well. The overall application ought to aim for tense and cuspy commands, though these systems have jobs to do, so when you have to perform a task, elegance will wisely need to come second. But look at what I just described. Simplicity of the highest order. There is nothing in the world of elegance that will force a coder into B&D. A visual language can accomplish a lot with just run query, filter data, map objects within data into some other objects, and reduce the whole list into another big object or some summary. And all these connect in a straight single line, one after another. A VPL needs but to encapsulate an elegant functional programming library like Lodash, for example, or even the functional side of JavaScript, to triumph over all the challenges and complexity that an application could possibly demand. Which leaves us with applications. the graphical shells that execute those commands. Commands without the application are still very powerful. Programming workflows is, in my opinion, better than programming applications. But applications and apps are not some huge challenge, certainly not in the world of visual programming. You have to start by creating a skeleton, a tree, a file system with well-defined paths that never get removed, just like in your operating system. This must be absolutely static. When you need to change screens, you must never remove a branch from the skeleton. You simply hide or unload all the other screens or branches. They will still be there, just not active. You are always in control this way, and nothing is ever missing. The skeleton or the inner core of your program doubles as a concept map of all your concerns. Initially, when all you have is a skeleton, you get blank pages everywhere in your application. And all you need to do to make a skeleton is perhaps follow the WikiWiki pattern. You are just linking things as needed. And once you have a content tree, a real sturdy skeleton, you just throw in some UI components into the blank pages. Here, on the component level, things can be dynamic. A grid that can accept new rows, a list of messages waiting for more, and buttons, and actions, and tasks everywhere. Those buttons trigger the commands which manipulate data, but also turn things on and off in your skeleton. Now, again, a battle-tested programmer will say, "This thing is heavy as heck." But is that what the World Collaborative Encyclopedia is? Heavy? No. It's always just one screen at a time, one article at a time. And so, in this application, user simply leaps from one UI to another. For integrity, we use state machines. A state machine always puts you into an initial state, so you are always uniform. And it gives you an easy way to trigger change. For example, an action called next or log in. And that action can put you in a different state. You will go from initial to logged in. And then the logged in state will have its own actions. And the actions of the initial state will no longer be accessible. This strictly enforces what you can and cannot do at some point in your program. And that's about it. Finally, a note for that disenchanted coder. If you can execute it on the command line, you can make it beautiful in a visual programming language workflow. Period. And the rest is just drag and drop UI and UI builders bound to data in the same tree, which is again just manipulated with commands under the watchful eye of state machines. Whether you are just learning programming or want to unlearn it and raise geese, you are meant to grow all the way up and become a great being. If you hate programming, it is because someone poisoned it for you. You got to get that poison out of your life and start working for yourself. And I encourage you to start with the open source Electron, which is a web browser on top of a server-side JavaScript engine. It may just be the single most powerful starting point in all of programming or startup development. This means you get web browser technologies, but retain the power of the operating system beneath. You don't even have to start by coding a VPL. Just look up visual programming and take it from there. A lot of libraries are pretty powerful and get more powerful every day. And they all are an incredible teacher. Lastly, let me make it clear. If you are tired and bitter, it's time to break away and heal. And if you are just starting out, the world of programming has never been more beautiful, but you have to avoid the easy mistakes that everyone else is making. And hurry and rise.